My name is David Perez, P-E-R-E-Z, and I am the Chief Operating Officer for ComEd.
Thank you. I'll be ready.
Okay. Good morning. I'm David Perez, Chief Operating Officer for ComEd. I'm here today to provide you with an update on our progress restoring power for our customers impacted by Monday's severe weather and storms, which included heavy rain, 80-mile-per-hour winds, and several reports of 100-mile-per-hour winds across our service territory. There are reports of tornadoes and flooding which continue to impact our customers. I want to underscore that this was a massive weather event and will call for a multi-day restoration. In total, approximately 530,000 customers lost power from the extreme wave of weather systems impacting our region. As of this morning, we have restored power to over 325,000 customers. One customer outage is too many. That's why we are moving swiftly to respond, bringing in resources from all over the country to resolve this storm and restore power to our customers and communities. As of this morning, we have over 2,300 people on the ground, utility workers, across our most devastated areas. 1,200 of them are outside of the region, called in to help support our response. Customers who are wondering about their estimated time of restoration should know we are working aggressively to provide localized restoration times by the end of today. We understand how difficult it is to be without power and the impact that it has on our lives. We are working around the clock to restore power to all customers safely. The storms we've seen this year are unlike any before. We've seen more storms in 2026 so far than we did all of last year, and we still have 5 months of danger ahead. Illinois now leads the nation for tornadoes, surpassing Oklahoma, which was once known as Tornado Alley. Every storm we face possesses a threat to the grid infrastructure. Fortunately, we continue to make smart investments to upgrade and modernize the grid, which helps us to avoid millions of customer outages. Special thanks to all our customers who provide a valuable public service by promptly reporting outages and down wires. Customers who see a down wire, please leave the area immediately and then call us at 1-800-EDISON-1. If you experience a power outage, ComEd urges customers to contact us immediately. In closing, I want to thank all our customers for their patience and understanding as we work towards full restoration. We will not stop. We will work tirelessly day and night until all our customers are restored. Now I will speak in Spanish for our Spanish-speaking customers. Buenos días. Soy David Pérez, jefe de operaciones de ComEd. Estoy aquí hoy para ofrecerles una actualización sobre nuestro progreso en la restauración del servicio eléctrico para los clientes afectados por el severo sistema de tormentas, que incluyó fuertes lluvias, vientos de hasta 80 millas por hora y primeramente hubo tornados que afectaron a muchas de nuestras comunidades. Quiero enfatizar que este fue un evento meteorológico de gran magnitud y que requiere varios días de trabajo para completar la restauración del servicio. En total, más de 530,000 clientes perdieron electricidad en la región. Desde esta mañana hemos restabilizado el servicio eléctrico a más de 325,000 clientes. Incluso una sola interrupción de servicios sabemos que impacta las vidas de nuestros clientes y comunidades en maneras severas. Por eso no pararemos, día y noche trabajaremos para restaurarles la electricidad a nuestros clientes y a nuestras comunidades. Seguimos concentrados nuestras fuerzas en las áreas más impactadas en la región. También quiero que sepan que este año hemos visto en el 2026, en solo el año hemos impactado muchas tormentas, más que en todo el año del 2025. Cada tormenta representa un gran peligro para nuestra infraestructura y para nuestros clientes. Les queremos agradecer a todos los clientes que por favor, cuando vean algo, nos llamen inmediatamente a nuestro número que es 1800 Edison 1. Si experimentan una interrupción, por favor llámenos inmediatamente. En conclusión, les quiero decir que no pararemos hasta que restauremos toda la electricidad para todos nuestros clientes. Muchas gracias. And now I will take questions.
David, I do have a question about, you mentioned working to restore power and how this year has been sort of worse than any other year on record. Can you talk a little bit more about comparing sort of this storm response to the others we've seen? I spoke to somebody else who said, it really started in March with what happened in Roma Park and it has not stopped. Can you add to that?
Yeah, like I mentioned in my remarks, we've seen significant, more intense storms year to date than we have all of 2025. What we used to be uncommon, like hurricane winds, now they're the common. The 1 in 10 storms are now happening as a matter of fact. Luckily, like I said, we've built and we continue to build a resilient, modern grid. And we will continue to invest in the grid so that the grid can be more resilient. But the weather events that we've seen, have impacted our customers significantly. We're seeing more intense, more storms, and more frequent.
When you talk about modernizing the grid, what does that actually look like?
Yeah, it means hardening the grid, designing a grid that's more resilient. That you design it so that to the new norms of the kind of wind speeds that we're seeing, the kind of weather that we're seeing. It's been more wet. There's been more flooding. So all of that we take into consideration when we're designing solutions that will harden the grid and make it more resilient.
Do you have a rough number of how many downed wires and downed utility poles were caused by last?
Yeah, we've had over 10,000 cases of trouble across the system. So there's significant damage from these storms.
And I remember previous storms a few weeks ago, you were saying a lot of the infrastructure didn't have to just be restored, it had to be rebuilt. Are you saying
Yeah,
that too?
some of the areas that were most significantly impacted, it's not about repairing or restoration. It is a complete rebuild of the systems, particularly on our overhead infrastructure.
What do you mean by overhead infrastructure?
Yeah, poles, overhead wire, overhead infrastructure that's feeding all our customers and communities. The amount of trees that come down and damage this infrastructure calls for rebuilding it from the ground up.
Do you know which areas offhand have seen that required?
Yes, obviously here in Frankfurt, we've seen significant damage. We have Glenbard as another area, and I will tell you the rest here. I haven't.
After this current storm, yesterday's
Yes,
Yeah,
after
okay.
this
Will
current
need complete
rebuild.
rebuild. Got it.
Yeah. So you have, Glenbard, Oak Forest, Frankfurt, uh, the Heights, Chicago Heights. Those are the most significant impacted areas.
And with just seeing how bad this year's storm season has been, or this spring storm season has been, you said there's 5 more months of this. Can you prepare? Is there anything ComEd can do to mitigate this, or at least like getting more linemen ready to go? Is there
Yeah,
anything you can
we you know we are fortunate at ComEd, Northern Illinois, and all our customers and communities. We have the best trained workforce in the industry. We prepare, we drill for this. We will pre-stage crews. Depending on the weather systems that we're seeing coming our way, and we will staff, prepare. Our response storm posture is the best in the industry. We have the best processes, the best trained resources, and we can tap in to resources all over the nation so that we can quickly restore our customers.
I just want to make sure I have this right. 1,200 people, crews came from outside the region. to
Yes,
help. Where did they come from?
all over the U.S.,
All
from the West Coast and the East Coast.
For the remaining customers who don't have power, you said there's 530 who lost power total. As of this morning, 325,000 have it restored. For those remaining 200,000 people, does the Wednesday, was it Wednesday by noon,
Yeah.
and then Friday?
Yeah, Wednesday by noon we should have 80% of those customers restored, and then we should reach 99%, or the majority vast of those customers will be restored by Friday.
And for the remaining people who won't have it by Friday, do you have an idea of how many and when?
Yeah, it'll be, like I said, it'll just be the significant damaged pockets, and like I said, we will have 99% of our customers restored by Friday.